Welcome to Rawsome Parents, the podcast where parenting gets real, raw, and awesome. Parenting is messy, magical, and transformational. So whether you're navigating new parenthood, single parenting, co-parenting, or rediscovering yourself after the kids have moved out, you are not alone. Here we share raw truths, heartfelt stories, and playful conversations with parents and experts, because suffering is optional, and together we can lead with love, heal what holds us back, and create lives full of fun and integrity for ourselves and our kids. So grab a coffee, hit subscribe, and join us on this wild ride. Let's get raw and awesome. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Rawsome Parents podcast with me, Shaun Tucker. And I'm delighted today because I'm joined by one of my brothers from another mother. His name is Bradley Key, all the way up in Mildura, Victoria. For those that don't know, it's sort of that last part you hit when you're kind of leaving Victoria, if you're at the top end of Victoria. So for those who don't know Brad is actually a house restumper and a breathwork facilitator. Full badass. He loves being in the outdoors. He loves yoga and long walks. He doesn't mind cooking in the kitchen when he gets the time. So, Brad, welcome to the show, mate. So good to have you here.
Oh, thanks, Shaun. Really, really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, mate.
Oh, man. And you were saying a while back that one of the stories, I think, when you became a parent, I don't know if it was your second kid, because you've got 3 kids now, don't you? Almost 3.
Yeah, I got 2. One's in the oven. He wants to slow it out a bit too early, but I've already had one like that. 10 years ago. So, trying to keep him in the oven a bit longer, so he's well done, and then he can come out.
Yeah. So was that your first kid? The one that was...
Yeah. So I've got a daughter. She's nearly 11 actually, but she was premature.
How many weeks premature was she?
She was 28 weeks. She was born out. So she was very, very small. She was in the Melbourne hospital for a long time. Like I could see her heart beat through her skin because there's no chest cavity grown yet. So she was there for a while under the blue light and heaps of hoses just hanging off her. It's like an octopus, man. It was and that was obviously my first kid. So at the start I didn't know what to think. I'm thinking, my first kid, it's too early. I don't know. Is she going to have arms and legs? I didn't know how it all worked, you know what I mean? Because too early, you know what I mean? But just the inside wasn't filled in, you know? So that was a very obviously stressful time, like working. And then my wife was in Melbourne, you know, and then I was at Swan Hill. So I was, 4 or 5 hours away, whatever it is. So,
yeah. It's certainly not close. I mean, you could probably take a helicopter and get you there pretty quick, but still.
But that's what I mean. I still wouldn't make it because she was already coming, so I couldn't see the birth anyway. It happened she came out. So
yeah, and you're saying now the one that's in the oven, little Noah, I think his name isn't that right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's sort of giving the signs that he wants to come early, and you guys are a little bit worried about that.
Yeah, well, we're kind of it's still worried, but it's 30 weeks now, so it's 2 weeks further than the first daughter. It was 10 years ago, so kind of been in the oven a bit longer, you know. Yeah, so we're prepared for it. We already know what the deal is. So you can't do anything about it, you know. It is what it is. But at least this time we're a bit closer to the hospital. The other hospital where I used to live back then was about 45 minutes away. This one's 5 minutes away. So, and then hopefully they'll just bang straight to Melbourne. Well, that's the best place really for the premies. You know, that they know what's going on down there.
Yeah, very true. I'd love to go back to those moments where everything was really uncertain. You know, when your first daughter was born, what was going through your head? Like, you know, you're providing for your household. Your wife's sort of just like, or your partner's sort of just like, boom, this kid's coming now, right? And I'm sure she had to go through a recovery process because it did come pretty quick, right? Was there any sort of birth trauma for your partner at the time?
Oh, mate, yeah. So, of course, she was stressed. and she had to stay in Melbourne for the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
Collecting every single drop of that, the yellow milk, whatever it's called, the real good stuff.
The colostrum.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
real good stuff. I had an Engel fridge, mate, filled up to the top of that stuff. I was a milkman, you know. But yeah. So but yeah, obviously, yeah, it took a bit of a toll on her as well because she was her first kid as well, and stressful. And she was there mostly because I was still I was making my way down there the next day or so because I had to get her clothes. I had to get like baby clothes, her clothes, because we had the baby clothes already like slowly coming in, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
it was a mail. Look, I can't remember how long it was for, but it was a long. I was buggy when I got there. I had no sleep, obviously. Drove down there, and you know what hospitals are like. You're waiting around for ages.
Mm.
Very tired atmosphere, because you're just sitting there waiting for doctors. Doctors everywhere, all like the 10 doctors in there, saying what's going on, what's happening. It's got to do this. Your baby's got to stay in this like incubator thing for Oh, look, I think it was a month. I reckon it was a month. I reckon because she had to get to a certain amount of kilos, certain amount of weight
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
transferred then to Bendigo. So from Melbourne and then to Bendigo, so still not home. Another 2.5 hours then from that.
I was going to say Bendigo's still not close to Swan Hill.
Nah, that's right. So she stayed in that hospital. I think that was another month or so because I actually, you wouldn't believe it. I had a job, a house restumping job. Yep, 2 doors down from the hospital. I couldn't believe it. So I was walking to
Wow.
work. I was walking to work to the hospital from work. Yep, staying in one of them like houses that the hospital give you a little bit. Yeah. So I had to wait there until the baby was. I think I can't remember how much kilos it had to be the proper amount to let them take them home. But yeah, it was like it took ages just to get to that extra kilo, or the extra weight. So there was just waiting, waiting for her to come home, and then she got home. She was still little, like she was still tiny, man. Like, full on. When she was born, you can hold her in your hand. That's like, she was like that big.
Wow.
That, that,
Yeah.
that's it. Like, it's little human. But the thing, the heart, like pumping, no, the heart was like this, going for the skin. I was just like,
Yeah.
whoa, man, crazy.
To literally see the heartbeat, the heart drum, literally just
Yes,
beating. Boom, boom, boom,
through the
boom.
skin. I
Wow.
seen the shape and everything. I was like, and I was like in my mid-20s, I was like, I was very unregulated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd love to speak into that for a second because,
Yeah.
I mean, for me, becoming a parent was one of the most eye-opening experiences for me. Like, makes you really present to what's being avoided in your life. I feel like for those who kind of use it that way anyway, some people continue to avoid, and obviously you have substance abuse and all kinds of nasty stuff going on in the background. But how was it for you, mate? How was it, that whole experience? Like, obviously that aside, like your daughter was born premature. There was a whole lot of uncertainty. There was obviously to and fro back trips back from Swan Hill to Melbourne, right? For
Yeah.
4 or 5 hour journeys. That aside, what was going on through your head? Like, now I've
Oh,
got this
man.
little human.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, doing the trips, coming home, working, going back down there. Like I was doing like come back for a week, work, go back because you still got to pay the bills. Bills don't stop when something happens to you.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and yeah, no, then all that was good. Then the baby came home, but obviously, yeah, like your life obviously changes. Obviously, like you got to change for the family, the kid, the new thing in your life. New human in your life. So you need to really then you're working towards something. That I reckon that's the purpose. Like you ends up to be a purpose of what you're doing. Because you got your girlfriend, you got your wife or whatever. That's just your partner. You just got to worry about them. But when you got a kid involved, it's like it's a different story. Like it's a different kind of purpose because they're half of you, half of your wife, and then you want to do the best you can for your kids, but it was hard for the first time for me because I was still, I was still on the alcohol. I was still smoking ciggies. I didn't like change much of my lifestyle. Kind of, I was a little bit slowed down, but I was still
Yeah.
like in my mid-20s. And obviously that put a lot of toll on me, like from the premature baby, like it's just the thoughts, like oh man, so little, very delicate. And
Yeah.
if I could like go back in time, I wish I quit this drinking and the smoking back then. But but I wouldn't say I wasn't that bad. Like, I was still working and doing everything I had to do. It's just
Mm.
about the time I was renovating the house as well, so I was a bit too busy for that first child to really, hang out with her a bit more when she was little, and, yeah, but she's 11, in November, so, and see, that's another thing, like, with the premature is, like, not a little bit of a learning, bit backwards, but bit behind on things, like, she's 11, but maybe she's 9, if you know what I mean? Bit delayed
Mm.
and things, but she can read like a champion, run, heaps of energy, she's strong, and maybe
Yeah.
maths a little bit behind. There's little bits, but, you can pick that up straight away in another year, you know what I mean? Like, that's just a little bit of a downfall, obviously, having a premature baby. Everything just doesn't grow the best as
Yeah.
it
Yeah. That's
was
right.
in the oven a bit longer.
Yeah. The time in the womb spent is obviously the most nutrient dense place they can possibly be, and the
Yes.
safest place. So it's where they take in everything. Basically, it's all pretty much digested by the mother and given to the child. Whereas when the baby's out, it's a very different story. A
Yeah.
baby's got to be fed through tubes and all sorts of things.
All artificial or whatever, and then, that's why I keep collecting that little yellow milk. I was like, "This is gold." It was gold, as I was saying, "This is gold, this stuff."
Yeah, wow. And then you had your second child when? How
Yep,
many
so the
years old?
second child, she's nearly 4, so she's a November baby as well. So, yeah, that was, nearly 4 years ago, but she was in the oven the longest, yeah, yep, she was in there, she was cooked, she came out, but she got stuck. She was hanging on to something in there, so wife had to get a C-section to pull her out, so, that was in Bendigo, so it wasn't quite Melbourne, sorry, so, yeah, it wasn't too
Yeah.
far, so halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Halfway point.
yeah,
Yeah.
halfway point.
Just going back for a second, I want to go into something because one of the feelings, and not to say that it was like true for me, but I think for a lot of men or a lot of women, mums probably not so much would actually act on it, but for a lot of men, there's kind of like this idea of running, almost like running away. Like when things get hard, like I'm sure those thoughts would have entered your mind during that.
Oh, it I'll be honest, yeah, like, it does get hard, but that's when, like, that's what I mean. It'd be easy to walk away from someone that you don't have, obviously, children with. You just straight away, you just think of the kids, you know what I mean? Like, "Oh, what about the kids?"
Mm.
"Oh, but, my kids, what's gonna happen, or what's the future like for them, or who's gonna look after them, or who's the leader?" You know what I mean? "Who's gonna lead my kids?" So that's all I think about when things got really hard. I was just like, "Nah, I gotta be there for them." You know what I mean? I gotta do the best I can for the kids,
Yeah.
and that's it. Just think about them, or obviously your wife. Depends what's going on. Depends what you're running away from, or it depends what it is, really. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, it y I think of the kids first. Yes, I do.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm so glad you spoke into that, especially coming from a leadership standpoint, because I see parenting as being a leadership role, right? I see it as not, when your kids are throwing tantrums, I don't blame the kid, right? I have a look inside myself. What's being activated? What's being neglected inside of me right now that's showing up in them?
Yeah, trigger.
And yeah, yeah, right. Because it's easy nowadays, especially. I'm sure it was a little bit different with your 11-year-old or almost 11-year-old, but easier to just shut up your kids with a device now, right?
Oh,
You give them a device and then it's like, all right, they're going to be busy for hours on that thing. I personally, like, I have a 1.5-year-old. She doesn't get screen time. The only screen time she will get is like a face to face, like a video with her grandparents, because her grandparents in Singapore and also in country Victoria. We're in
yes.
Melbourne, so it's the only way to kind of connect and communicate with them, and she loves it, right? So it's great little screen time. I don't know what they do at childcare. She's there 3 days a week, but I think so many parents these days just they can't handle themselves. And that's why I really want to kind of bring in the idea of what you're doing within your life as well, and with your business too, because exhale effect, you becoming a breathwork facilitator. I mean, to me, it sounds like there was a little bit of an awakening that happened. I don't know if it was the birth of Noah coming that sort of sparked something, but what was it that sparked in you that said, I'm going to go in this direction with breath work and sort of learning new tools to regulate myself?
Yeah, so I'll start from the beginning. Like I drank and smoked for like 20 years, right? So I was, obviously really good at it, yada, yada, yada. So after the first kid, Sophie, the premature one, I still smoked a bit, obviously, and partied and drank. But then after the second one, Evie, I was just like, maybe I should, obviously start looking after myself. I'm like 30, back then I was 35 or whatever it was, and still working hard, but I was stressing a lot, like just over just dumb stuff, you know what I mean? Just, what am I stressing for? Yeah, you know what I mean? Just, why?
Yeah.
Why? What am I doing this for? You know what I mean? And it's because it is. It's because I was just hiding everything from, like, numbing myself with just ciggies and alcohol just to relax. But I was doing it. It was very comfortable. Like everyone loves a fire outside. Everyone loves music. I know that. But every night, huh? 6-pack, a 10-pack of beers, just sit there, put your favorite, 90s hip hop on or whatever you're rolling with back in the day and put it on. And, I wouldn't, after 4 cans deep or whatever, I go, a good song. This is all right. Oh, yeah, I might have another beer. Yeah, And then, and another song. Oh, I remember this one. Oh, that's a good one. You know, we've got any wine? Oh, we've got no beer left. Oh, no, actually, I'm pretty sure I've got a bottle of Cab Sav in the cupboard, I reckon. So I go grab that. Yep, fire's still going really good, Got 9 durries left, so I'm happy, because I'm telling you now, when the durries are getting low, I started to get scared. And that's what woke me up. It did. I was like, why am I getting scared of having not many cigarettes left? Like, why am I full on?
Yeah.
I would be like, okay, I can't drive to the shop because obviously I've been drinking, and it's like 10:30 or 11. Like maybe the shop there's probably not you can't buy smokes, and not that I live 45 minutes away, long drive to get something anyway. So I was getting very dependent on that stuff just to relax, just to live, just for everyday stresses. But everyone has those stresses. It's how that's right. It's how you deal with them. So now, the breath work. So I tried the 75 hard. That got me, jump started a bit, and that was when I just got off the ciggies. Got hypnotized for that. But I've been trying to quit for years, but obviously the patches didn't work. Sometimes I just tried. I smoke heaps of smokes, in one party session just to try to just get over them. Doesn't work. Just end up buying another packet that same night. So the hypnotism, like hands down, like I never believed in it, to be honest. I thought, nah, how's this going to work? How am I going to have 20 people in a room with me and this guy's going to tell me to quit smoking? 100%, it worked. You still got to try. You don't, you got to really not think about it.
You got to want to quit.
You got to
right?
want
you
to
have
quit.
to
That's
actually
right.
want to quit.
You got to want to. You can't just go, yeah, I'm going to do it. You got to want to do it. And that was it. And then, but that's the thing. I found that giving up the drinking, but was a lot easier than giving up the ciggies, I admit. Because with drinking, there's a side effect, hangover, and you can't drive anywhere. So there's a lot of cons with the drinking. Ciggies, you can smoke anywhere you want. You can smoke at work, smoke down the street, smoke at home, you know what I mean? Like, it's still easy to do.
Yeah, it just burns a hole in your pocket, right?
Yeah, 100%. But I admit the ciggies were more of a stress relief because you can just pull one out. That's why it's so easy, because you pull it out whenever. I go, fucking hell, I had a bad, that phone call was no good. I feel like a smoke. Oh, better. Oh, that's better now. Had a smoke, you know what I mean? So stop the smoking, stop the drinking. So now the breath work, yes. So the breath work, so I had really bad sleep apnea, like really, really, really bad. So I was choking it was 67 times an hour. So,
Wow.
yeah, ripper. absolute ripper. Don't know how long for, obviously a long time. Could have been 10, 15 years, I reckon, I was doing that for. So I was 96 kilos at that time, drinking and smoking. And then since I've stopped the drinking, stopped the smoking, looked after myself, bit more exercise, and like eating well, obviously, not no going to the shop buying 10 chicken wings and 5 potato cakes and extra salt. It was just like, like a tuna can or noodles or a sandwich. Sometimes I wouldn't even have lunch, back then. I thought, I won't have lunch, but it is good to have something to eat. And and that dropped it right down to, I've got papers to prove it from the doctor. 14 times an hour now. Well, back then I was choking 14 times. So from 67 to 14, I think it was 4 months or something. I believe 4 or 5
Wow.
months. Yeah.
Yeah.
And no
That's
meds
insane.
now. I was on like way before that I was on 40 milligrams of Siliprin antidepressants. I went from there to 30s to 20s and then to 10s. So I think it'll be a month ago, I reckon now. That's it. I just didn't take the 10s. I thought, I'm over it. I feel fine. Sleep apnea tablets. There was 250 grams of Nuvigil. That was like, legalized speed. That was getting me going. Bloody oath it was. But imagine how bad that is for me, like internally or whatever that was going to do to me. But that worked. But that's the thing. After losing the weight, giving up the ciggies, giving up the smoking, I've got energy now. Not waking up going, work, half asleep at 7 o'clock. I'm getting up now like 5:45 or 6 o'clock. Sometimes it was like 5:44 and I used to remember, like, 5:21, every day,
Yeah.
5:21, you know what I mean? Couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But
And
now it's
how's
about
that?
6
Yeah.
now. 6 is a good
Mm.
time. It's sometimes too early to get up.
How has that shifted how you parent and how you show up with your kids now?
Oh, well, now that's what I mean. This last couple of weeks, it's been ride to school, the kid that week. So I've got a bike now, push bike. I haven't ridden a push bike for 20 years.
Wow.
I just ride there. We go play soccer in the backyard. See, that's what I mean. I play basketball, go for runs. There's a wellness group up here. The Good Vibes group up here. They do like like ice baths, breathwork, yoga, walks, all for mental health. Really, really good. Very good. I took my daughter there a few weeks ago. She went for a run with me. We went for a free long way. I had a stitch. I was like, she's like, come on, Dad. Come on, Dad. I'm on, come on, come on. So that's what I mean. There's no way I would have done that if I was still drinking or smoking. I wouldn't have. Sometimes I play with them. Well, I played with them a lot back then, but back in the day. But I'll be like, she's like, can't Dad play footy or something? But I'll be like, no, I can't. I've got to do this. And I'll be like, yeah, having a beer or having a smoke or have a fire going or something. Because that was the easiest, quickest way to get rid of the stresses that was going on within the day or the week or the problems I had.
Yeah. So I guess makes me ask the question, or it makes me want to ask the question of what were you really stressed about? What was causing the stress?
I reckon, maybe I reckon it was myself. It's how I was, how I was. Just I was trapped. I was trapped, and I just needed a bit of push around me. I reckon I just needed that little push, or I reckon that sleep apnea thing really triggered it because I was like, oh, I'm 30. Back then I was 35 or whatever when I first got checked or whatever it was, 36. And I was like, I'm only 36. Well, I should have to have this mask. That should be something for like when I'm 80 or 90 or something. Why am I having it now? You know, started getting to me. I think maybe it's time I just started looking after myself. The worst, I don't. It's the worst thing ever. It's like the movie Aliens. Those face huggers like this. It's like wearing them
Oh,
every night, and you put water in it, and you press the button, and you got to clean it. It's gross. There's probably people out there that know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the worst thing. I hate it. But yeah, well, apparently it works. But I've got my other thoughts on that. But it doesn't matter. But look, it worked for a little bit. But at the end of the time, why did I take the medication for then if it was working? You know what I mean? Why did they give me medication if the mask wasn't working? So but anyway, it's just a little Panadol for me. But to help myself, like I said, even to the doctor, I said maybe if people just maybe look after themselves a little bit better, like reduce their drinking or their smoking or whatever, lose a bit of weight, eat a bit healthier, then
Yeah.
they'll be surprised how many health problems will disappear or reduce.
Yeah. There is this thing I've seen, and I mean, I relate to it because, when you are working on your business or when you're working a job, whatever it is, you got a million and one problems. When you've got a health issue, you've only got one problem. When you've
Sure.
got a really crippling health issue, you have one problem. And when you deal with that problem, yeah, the other problems come back. But this is the thing. You had a wake up call. Most people don't get their wake up call.
No, that's exactly right, and I'm happy that it's happened because I feel so like unbelievably. I I used to say back in the day, I was like, what would I do if I didn't drink or smoke? You know what I mean? Like, because that's how much I
Yeah.
loved it. I think I'd be bored. What would I do? You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't I want to drink and smoke? Just because party, it's just a normal thing that you do. You go on the river. Don't get me wrong. I had good times. Like, I'm not saying I'm not like totally against it, but what I mean is like it does control you. It puts you in a direction of comfort, like really comfortable. I was so comfortable, but half of me hated it. Like, well, not half of me, probably lesser half of me hated it, but the other part loved it because I was
Yeah.
just not I was surrounded with it, but I'm not blaming anyone. I'm blaming myself, but it was comfortable. The lifestyle I had was comfortable. I was still working, still paying the bills, yada yada yada, but that doesn't matter. Like I was struggling through that. I wasn't happy about it. I was just like, I'll be right. I'll just go and get a slab of VBs and a pack of Winnie Blues. Should be right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
100%.
hundred and something bucks. Be $300 now.
Yeah. Is this weird thing that happens when you start putting yourself outside your comfort zone and you start actually growing and doing things for yourself rather than doing things to yourself, right? And I think there's a big difference in what I just said, doing things for yourself and doing things to yourself.
Yes.
Because when you do drink, when you do smoke, you are doing things, maybe initially it starts out for yourself, right? You're having that kind of few moments where it's just, right? And then
Oh yeah.
after that, it's like it becomes a habit. It becomes a cycle, an endless cycle where it's actually really hard to break cycles.
Oh yeah.
It's really hard to break cycles.
It took it. It took a bit, obviously. Well, that's what I like talking about the 75 hard because that's the thing that really got me sticking with it because there was kind of a community thing we're doing it. So I'm with the Infinity Group in Queensland.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mortgage broker, Graham Holm. But anyway, he had a thing going on with 75 hard, it's a free challenge. It's all you do it. Like you gotta do it yourself. It's a mind thing. I thought I gotta try this, you know what I mean? I've got to do it. I've really got to do this. And this is when this is like I think it was just the start or maybe a little bit when I started the breathwork facilitation course.
Mm.
Anyway, if people out there don't know what 75 hard is, the challenge trying to last 75 days. But you got to do two workouts, 45 minutes each. One has to be outside. Doesn't matter if it's raining or 50,000 degrees. You still got to do it. You got to drink a lot of liters of water. Yeah, you got to read 10 pages of a proper book, like inspirational book, and you got to stay with a meal plan. There's a few other things, but you can probably Google it. You'll find out. But anyway, I lasted 21 days because I fell asleep on a book.
Can you see that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Did you
That's what
done
it
it?
is. Yeah, because I completed it.
Oh, good on you, buddy. Yeah, I didn't get one of them. Well done. Yeah, good on you. Yeah, I fell asleep. See, that's the thing though. The workouts wasn't the problem. The water, I was smashing the water, but it was hard. But I fell asleep reading the book, page 6 or whatever, like 6 page. You read 10. I was like this, nodding off because of the bloody sleep apnea, you know. And
Yeah.
because, but not that I was like working, obviously. That's why it's hard. But then the breathwork facilitation course, so I was double reading. You know what I mean? I know you should read. I know that next time I want to get one of them things that you got. I'm definitely going to do 75 hard again. like, I wanna read a book in the morning or something, then go to work, then study. But I was studying and reading a book, so I was studying first, and then, like, at 9:30, "Oh, I gotta read the 10 pages of the book, quick, quick," and I was rushing it. I didn't wanna rush it, I wanted to enjoy that book, Atomic Habits, I think it was called, really good book. But,
Yeah.
I
Yep.
definitely will be giving that a go because I reckon now I'll be able to do it because now I might fall asleep with the book.
You're a bit more balanced. You got a bit more sense and yeah, probably sense about you,
Yeah,
right?
and I
Because
enjoyed
we
riding the
we
bike
can.
in the morning, like 45 minutes. I was doing for an hour sometimes, and then, and later on, or the gym or go for a walk. Like, you can do simple exercises, but, I enjoyed just riding the bike. That was good because I never done it for 20 years. So I was getting out of my comfort zone riding the bike, flat out too. Not I was, like, getting right into it. I loved it.
Yeah, I love that. Thanks for sharing. Because one of the biggest things I noticed when I became a dad, especially, was like, if I want to give a life to a child or an offspring that's better than the one that I had, it's not going to be in terms of materials or possessions or anything like that. It's not got anything to do with material wealth. It's got to be the way that I am, right? That's got to be the greatest offering, is like, if I work on myself so much that this kid does obviously see me as a role model, but doesn't like shy away from fears, lives life on their terms, lives life adventurously. Like, that's what I want to offer my kids. And I think probably the same thing for you, man. It's the more you work on yourself, the more you can be of service to your kids and to your community, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. But I just wanted more time with them. Like, I got a heap of time with them now, but I mean, I just wanted spend more time with them without letting outside stresses or external fears or whatever get in the way of me spending time with my kids, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Instead of spending time with
But
kids,
presence.
like there's me at work, like sucking and that, like stressing, whatever, or whatever it is, and then there's the fire and the esky and the beers in the middle, and then my kids are over here. So I'm like, come home, I'm like, unload everything. Oh, g'day, go, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I don't know, here, oh, beer, oh, yep, yep, oh, yep, fire, yep, get it going, yep, yep. Few snags on the barbie, yep, you know what I mean? And then I'll be too deep. I'll be like, then that's right. Comfort zone comes, oh, I'm comfortable. I know, I'm comfy, I'm good. Yeah, yep. So
Yeah. And your
now it's
kids
like I come
listening.
home, hi kids, how you going? I'll pick them up from school. Hey, how you
Yeah.
going? How often like if you could pick your kids up from school, like not, I know a lot of people that probably have got their own businesses and that, but if you can, then that's a good feeling if you're able to go to the school and pick your kids up from school or even drop them off in the morning. That's pretty good because a lot of people don't get to do that.
Yeah. And doing it with grace, right? You're doing it not because you have to, you're doing it because you get to.
Yeah, that's right.
You've created the freedom and the flexibility and now built the awareness that, these kids are, they're not yours per se. I mean, they came through obviously you and your partner, but I guess what I'm saying is, like, after a certain age, they're going to go and be wild and free, and the world's going to basically show them a way. The life's going to be their teacher, but for a little time, probably from 0 to about 10, is the parents do have quite a big influence on the kids.
That's right. You show them like positive energy and like try to get them, see, it doesn't matter if people drink or smoke. Getting back to that, but just the crowd you're in, Well, I've got a lot of good friends that probably still drink and smoke now, but I've met a lot of good people with like, in drinking, in smoking. That's how I met them, at the pub or whatever, you know what I mean? So there is, you meet good people out there, but also I've met a lot of really good people lately. Like I've just moved up to Madura here and, I'm brand new, just can't work, come home, play with the kids. I don't go out or nothing, no pub anymore. So I don't go out anymore, don't get to mingle. But, like through the yoga or just through some community things we do around here, I met really nice people, and
Yeah,
just
people that are
positive
making
energy.
impact.
And there's no ciggies getting around. It's just like, that's what I mean. Like, you don't have to back in the day, I was like, I meet someone new. Do you drink? Do you smoke? Nah. I said, well, what would I want to know you for? You know what I mean? Like, I don't say it to them, but I'm thinking like, like you go to someone's house and you go, yeah, we're going to get on the piss. You'd be mad. Yeah. But like, if I was drinking and smoking back then, I go to someone's house, they don't drink or smoke. I'd be like, oh, I'm not going there. Like, cause that's not my element. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got to get the kids around the element that it'll be the best for them.
Yeah. And I feel like that's true, but it's equally as true as like you're reparenting yourself through this whole process. The reason you're showing up and doing the hard things like 75 Hard, working on yourself, going through the Breathwork facilitator course so you can actually teach others to lead this life is you're parenting yourself all over again.
Well,
right? You're
that's right.
taking control of your life.
Life's a lesson, isn't it? Like, it didn't come with a manual book. You got to, you fail, you drop, you get up, and then you remember.
Yeah, that's it. So, Brad, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show today. I'd love to ask you one question, which I generally ask my guests at the end of the podcast, and that is, if you could go back to the very first moment, either you felt, maybe the first moment you found out you were pregnant, maybe when it became real, when it became, the baby was born prem.
Oh yeah.
And you could go back to your former self. What would be one lesson or one piece of wisdom that you could share with that version of yourself in that moment where shit's uncertain?
Yeah, well, I just trust the process. Like, yeah, well, like, that's what I mean. Well, here we go. We live a long way away from, like, Melbourne Hospital, and there's like two hospitals before that. So, the process was, she's preemie, and rushed to hospital. Yep, and there's like 10 doctors there, whatever. And then what it was, I was thinking in my head, and back then I didn't have Chat GPT and all that. I didn't know, like, I wasn't like Chat GPT, like, well, what's going on, But just honestly, just breathe and relax. Don't over panic, because you just make things worse. You just take this one breath at a time. That's it. That's all I can offer you. There's no point losing it, stressing. Don't go and grab that bottle or go and get a pack of ciggies and smash them down. It's just, because at the end of the day, it could be okay. Like mine was fine. I was stressing, but I wasn't drinking. I didn't get the drinks up or the ciggies up because I had to go down to Melbourne, so I couldn't stay at home and get blind. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
just breathe, relax, close your eyes, give it a good 4 in and 6 out. That's it. Just let the process happen and just breathe. That's all I can offer you.
Love that. Very wise. And I'm sure the audience will love that tip. So thanks for sharing. So if the listeners or the viewers wanted to connect with you and wanted to find out more about who Bradley Key is and what he's all about, what's the best way to contact you or to connect with you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook, Exhale Effect. So I just do a lot of breathworks and one-on-ones, just to calm the nervous system, and just find my page and give me a like and you talk to me, and I'll reach out to you if anyone out there's struggling to sleep or stressing a lot and or wouldn't mind to try and give up the ciggies and the beers. I've got some techniques and got some ways to help you, like what I've done.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to link your profiles and your social media handles at the bottom of these show notes for the podcast. But yeah, Brad, thank you so much for being on the show today. If you want to hear from Brad again on the show, please make sure you comment. Love to, get him back on if you guys loved the show, and can't wait to see you in the next one. So thanks, Brad. Thanks for being here, and appreciate. See you all next time.
Thanks, Shaun. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for tuning in to Rawsome Parents, where we keep it raw, real, and awesome. If you loved this episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. Your support helps us reach more parents just like you. And hey, remember, parenting is a wild ride, but you're never in it alone. If you need more support or just want to connect, find me on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram at the Shaun Tucker. Until next time, stay raw, stay awesome, and keep leading with love. See you soon.